Hi, my name is Barbara. I want to share my story on how I survived mental and sexual abuse by someone I truly trusted during my teenager years. Hi, my name is Barbara. I'm doing this video because I think this is a great time to do this during this pandemic and what kids and teenagers are going through as we speaking. Maybe to some of you all, if you haven't looked at my YouTube, my first video on the age when I was 7 and 8 years old that I got abused by my stepfather. It was 3 guys that I'm telling you about what they have done to me throughout my years of my life. One was my stepfather that lived in a home with me. That's on my first video. If you go to my YouTube page, you will see it. It's on Barbara J. E. E in Edward. Barbara J. E. Then the second one is the one I'm telling you about. Going to talk about right now is my God daddy. And the third one was my husband. That story will start next week. That's a unbelievable story, and I am shocked that I'm still here with that one. But right now we're gonna talk about my life when I was a teenager in middle school. This story here is not quite so long, but it bothers me the worst because someone that I admire, someone that I looked up to that made me become the person I am today is my stepmom. My goddad is the one that violated me, but my stepmom is the one that she's everything to me. The way she treated me and her kids, to me, she was the best mom, and I wanted to be just like her. No drugs, no alcohol. She went to work independent, still came home and took care of her family. Something that I wasn't used to. And all throughout my life, I thought about that got me through being the mom I became with my kids. She was everything to me. And I was contemplating by telling this story because I know she's gonna see it, and I supposed to. These 3 guys that violated me when I was a child, coming into my adulthood. It's my story. It's my life story. I could have wrote a book or anything, but I decided to put it on social media because I know that's mostly where the kids look at, validation of anybody that may have or going through what they're going through. So I thought it'd be best to tell my story of my abuse by the 3 men that who's supposed to protect me, who are the adult. I was a child. Who supposed to protect me from the pedophiles that's out there, not in the home. And I know that there are boys and girls teenager girls and boys, that men and women that are going through this abuse more than ever since we've been on lockdown. And first of all, before I tell my story, I just want you to know it's not your fault. You are a child. They're supposed to protect you from the fools that's out there in the streets. You shouldn't have to do that where you call home, where you lay your head at every night, every day. It's not right, and it's help out there that is help. It's more help today than it was when I was younger. Some of you is getting mental, verbally, sexual abuse, boys and girls. And you got to remember, you are a survivor. You're not a victim. A victim is someone that who didn't survive this horrible thing in their life. Either they don't passed away, they don't commit suicide, or the perp had killed them. But you still alive. You have a story. You tell somebody your story that somebody is violating you without your permission. You can tell someone it is okay. It is help out there for you. I'm going to go ahead and tell my story. Like I said in my first story, that my household I was living at with my biological parent, it wasn't as stable as normal as I know that it can be. My godmom, my godparents, they lived in the same neighborhood I lived in. That's how I was able to meet them. I seen how they was with their kids and how their personality is and how they respected me, and like I looked at them as that parent. They both was independent, both worked, took care of their kids. They moved out of our neighborhood. I kept in touch with them. And it was sad for me when they moved, because I had loved going down there to their house and being in their house with my other god sisters and brothers. They wasn't biological, like my parents didn't reward them to be the godparent. They just became my godparent, me being around their home, and they taking me in and treating me no different than their kids. And I like how they treat their kids. They treated me the same way. They didn't make me feel not wanted. They made me feel welcome, and they respected me as well as I respected them. So that's why it's so hard for me to tell this story, because like I said, I supposed to told it last year, because this is part of my journey, of my life, of my abuse. And I was going to leave this part out because of my godmom. I didn't want to hurt her. So I had to think real hard that if I leave this part out and just go with the two other pedophiles that violated me, that's not telling my true self, my true life story. And I want to tell my true life story, because even if it can reach one person, that's okay with me. Like I say, it's a good, didn't want to hurt her, and still don't want to this day. But I thought real hard about it, and I prayed prayed about it. And I don't need to tell this for her or not for me, but I need to tell this for all the boys and girls, especially now, teenagers. They had a leeway or where they was going to school and they didn't have to deal with that perk for some hours. But now we on shutdown and social distance, no schooling, and they is dealing with these molesters, these child molesters, the pedophiles, day in and day out, more than ever. So I'm putting out my story for them. Like I said, my godmom moved, my godparents moved. I stayed in touch with them. My godmom moved not too far from me, my mom home, so I was able to go back and forth. I was now then in middle school. I think I was in 8th grade. So it was this one incident that when it first started was my godmom and godfather, they go out places, not so much because they worked a lot, but when they do go out, I'm the one that watches my little god brothers and sisters, and I cook for them and everything, and I loved it. It was just like, it was beautiful. They eat to the table together. It was nice being welcome into their home. Well, it was one incident that my godmom was going to a Keith Sweat concert that night. And I had to watch the kids. My goddaddy wasn't there. He was working. I don't know if he coming home because he drove trucks. So I don't know if he was coming home that night or he going out of town driving truck. I don't know. I just know that I was responsible for my god brother and god sisters. And when I was in middle school, 8th grade, I had a high school boyfriend friend. And he went to high school and he was a boxer in high school. And I cared for him so much. My godmama know that I care for him. He was not allowed in the house, in the living room, unless they was home. If they not home, she gave me permission. I could sit on the porch and talk to him. Or we can go to his house, but his mom had to be home. And he was like the only child. So, well, I knew that I asked my godmama, can he come over and sit on the porch with me? Because I knew the kids going to be asleep, and he could sit on the porch with me and talk to me, because I hated being, what they did not know, when they leave me at the house and it be at night, I was scared. But I did it because I was babysitting the kids, and I didn't want to go home, like, not babysitting and be on their bad side. So I was scared, like, being in the house by myself. It's just like if the kids are asleep, you still, like, you're in the house by yourself. And